Hello, thank you for joining with me. We are in A Course in Miracles, Foundation for Inner Peace, 3rd edition. And it came to me last night that I think I'm just going to read the text and possibly do a meditation on the lesson separately. And I will tell you why. I often want to listen to the text only, and I get discouraged because I don't want to re-listen to the meditation, the prayer, etc. So, that being said, I am going to read only the text separately, and I will do a meditation separately. I've read the lessons for years, so I do have them separate in the on my YouTube channel, but I think I have like 3 years worth of reading lessons. I also did another edition, the Purple Book. I read through the text. I think that was last year. So I did that with a group and commentary with Robert Perry. So that being said, I'm not going to pray before the text. I am just going to read the text separately. I will also do a meditation on the lesson, so that won't go away, but it will be separate. I hope this makes sense. So let me just dive into the text. That came to me when I was sleeping last night, and sometimes I just want to read through or rehear the text without everything else. And then I could also make a video just reading the text all the way through. So that being said, if you have any comments about this, I'm not sure. Curtis, whoever listens to me, I have no idea who listens to this or watches these videos. So I'm not sure. If you watch daily and have an opinion, please let me know. Okay? It just came to me last night, and I didn't remember until I sat down to do this. So, okay, I will shut up and make sure the videos do not have all of this chitter-chatter in them going forward. But we are picking up on Chapter 11, God or the Ego. This is the conclusion of Section 5, the dynamics of the ego. We are picking up on paragraph 14, which is at the bottom of page 205. The ego's interpretations of the laws of perception are and would have to be the exact opposite of the Holy Spirit's. The ego focuses on error and overlooks truth. It makes real every mistake it perceives, and with characteristically circular reasoning, concludes that because of the mistake, consistent truth must be meaningless. The next step, then, is obvious. If consistent truth is meaningless, inconsistency must be true. Holding error clearly in mind and protecting what it has made real, the ego proceeds to the next step in its thought system. Error is real, and truth is error. The ego makes no attempt to understand this, and it is clearly not understandable. But the ego does make every attempt to demonstrate it, and this it does constantly. Analyzing to attack meaning, the ego succeeds in overlooking it and is left with a series of fragmented perceptions which it unifies on behalf of itself. This then becomes the universe it perceives, and it is this universe which in turn becomes its demonstration of its own reality. Do not underestimate the appeal of the ego's demonstrations to those who would listen. Selective perception chooses its witnesses carefully, and its witnesses are consistent. The case for insanity is strong to the insane. For reasoning ends at its beginning, and no thought system transcends its source. Yet reasoning without meaning cannot demonstrate anything, and those who are convinced by it must be deluded. Can the ego teach truly when it overlooks truth? Can it perceive what it has denied? Its witnesses do attest to its denial, but hardly to what it has denied. The ego looks straight at the Father and does not see him, for it has denied his Son. Would you remember the Father? Accept his Son, and you will remember him. Nothing can demonstrate that his Son is unworthy, for nothing can prove that a lie is true. What you see of his Son through the eyes of the ego is a demonstration that his Son does not exist. Yet, where the Son is, the Father must be. Accept what God does not deny, and it will demonstrate its truth. The witnesses for God stand in his light and behold what he created. Their silence is the sign that they have beheld God's Son, and in the presence of Christ, they need demonstrate nothing, for Christ speaks to them of himself and of his Father. They are silent because Christ speaks to them, and it is his words they speak. Every brother you meet becomes a witness for Christ or for the ego, depending on what you perceive in him. Everyone convinces you of what you want to perceive and of the reality of the kingdom you have chosen for your vigilance. Everything you perceive is a witness to the thought system you want to be true. Every brother has the power to release you if you choose to be free. You cannot accept false witness of him unless you have evoked false witnesses against him. If he speaks not of Christ to you, you spoke not of Christ to him. You hear but your own voice, and if Christ speaks through you, you will hear him. And that is the conclusion of section 5 of chapter 11. And tomorrow we will pick up on section 6. And I will go ahead and do a meditation separately on lesson 120, which is review of lesson 109 and 110. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.